Hello guys, welcome back to the KotLC fanbase. My name is Troy, and today we're talking about August books. I only have 30 seconds to record this intro because today our theme is Speed Challenge. We only have 1 minute for each book to talk about each book, so this will be a very fun, fast, and laughable time. It's going to be a great time, so hit the like button and subscribe. Now let's get into the video. Boom! This month I have read The Lando Stories by Chris Colfer, Flashback by Shannon Messenger, The Giver by Lewis Lowry, The Tale of Despereaux by Kate DiCamillo, The Unwanted by Lisa McMahon, Wonder by RJ Palacio, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory by Roald Dahl, The Witches by Roald Dahl, and The Time Cap by Lloyd Alexander. Alright, so the time has started. This is The Lando Stories by Chris Colfer. This is about twins Alex Bailey and Connor Bailey. They are at school and they're really just not having life right now. So they get a birthday present from their grandmother, and it's a magical storybook. But it finds out that it's actually a magical storybook into another world. They fall through it, and they're in this world. They don't know how to get out. They don't know what they're doing. So they have to collect magical items for the wishing spell, and collect all the magical items from different fairy tales in this fairy tale world to get out of this world. Will they do it? We don't know. I really love this book and how it incorporated fairy tales and magic and collecting those items, like a big travel book through a magical world full of fairy tales. Like, it's literally all you can dream for. I really loved it. It's a great fantasy story. Flashback by Shannon Messenger. Hopefully you all have read this book. Skip 60 seconds if you haven't, but basically the Never Scenes show up after Alpha's tribunal, and he's sentenced to go to Everglen, and basically they have to go into the healing center after Sophie and Fitz are destroyed with this shadow flux, and they're trying to find out what this is. Big long healing center scene, then some action with the Alicorns birthing twins with a complication of that, and some troll mania, and basically Tam is kidnapped and ogres are released in Everglen. That's really all that happened in this book. So yeah, my rating is 3 stars. It feels like a little bland. The plot was very stretched. 300 pages of healing center stuff. Characters were a little bit bland, and overall not very much action, although I did like the action when it was there. The Giver by Lewis Lowry. So this book was amazing. It's basically about this world where there's no pain, no suffering, just the law, just this world. And Jonas, he's selected to be the receiver of memories, which these memories are about color, about pain, about things that he hasn't experienced, and he's set out to recover these memories and send them out to this world and stop people living in not knowing these memories. And yeah, it was basically just about that. I really loved how this author kind of set out to reveal complications about this world, and how the law is not always good. And also just really love the action, love the complex characters. Each person was set out to do something, and I love how the author really kind of unraveled the plot. So their world wasn't perfect. Jonas did think it was perfect, but all of a sudden it came spiraling down and he needed to fix this. It was a great book. The Tale of Despereaux by Kate DiCamillo. This is an amazing, amazing story. Basically, we have a mouse, we have a princess, we have a rat, and we have a slave girl. The mouse is different, was born different. He seeks to save a princess from a rat who's seeking revenge, who is manipulating the slave girl, and all these characters are coming together to make this amazing plot and story of, a dark, dangerous quest that has really good life lessons, and it's a really good read, especially for younger readers. This is what got me into reading. I read this in 5th grade. There was a lot of good memories with this. I watched the movie. I've read this thousands of times. It just has so many good messages, and it's so light and fluffy, and even if you are very, very, very small, you can still save a princess. This can be really hard. This is The Unwanted by Lisa McMahon. So basically, we are set in this dark gray world of Quill. Wanteds are going to these universities. Unwanteds are going to their deaths. They're all purged into either wanteds or unwanteds. We're following the story of an unwanted who goes to the death farm, but realizes that this is a world of magic, and he's not actually going to die. He's going to be okay. He learns art, and he learns how art can be a weapon, and as Quill starts to expose this magical world, there's going to be an all-out battle from this world of magic and art and this world of desolate gray and weaponry. So we have this epic battle of proportions, and it's really great. I love the story. I love the plot. It's a big, complicated story with settings and characters and plot. I just loved it all, and I really think you should check it out because it's one of the series that got me into reading. This is Wonder by RJ Palacio. This book is about a boy named Augie, and he is basically going to a middle school, and this middle school is filled with lots of average kids, but he is not. He has a facial deformity, and he has all these surgeries, and he's really not normal, so he seems, but this is his story that he goes to middle school, how he survives it. This book has thrown me in tears and joy of how he has made friends, and also how people have bullied him for his facial deformity. And it's really an important story about how kids that look different or have disabilities are still kids, and how they're average and normal. A lot of life lessons, really great read, very complex character here, as you have to get the thoughts of a disability person. And yeah, I just really enjoyed this. Really enjoyed it. Loved it. This is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory by Roald Dahl. Basically, this book follows Charlie, and he is a poor, living in a poor house, just in a really shack with all of his family. And one day he finds a golden ticket to go to Mr. Willy Wonka's amazing factory filled with so many treats, with 4 other kids. So there's 5 kids that enter this factory, and they learn so much about these magical chocolates and cakes and candy, but he also doesn't realize that there's a competition going on. Will Charlie win this competition of gaining this chocolate factory, or will he not? I really enjoyed this book. It's a classic for me. I read it all the time. I've read it 2 times this year already. It's just filled with these magical and interesting treats. I really like the characters, how they're all kind of quirky, and I really like these, this magical world filled with this kind of weird history. I don't know. I really loved it. The Witches by Roald Dahl is complicated. Basically, this young boy and his grandmother, they tell stories to each other about these witches, these bald-headed creatures with square toes and long fingernails, and really funny kind of witches. This grandson, learns about these witches, and he sees one, but soon after his parents die, and he actually has to live with his grandmother. They go on a vacation to Norway, and they're at this hotel, and they see a bunch of witches there, and they have this big, confusing and scheming plot to, destroy these witches, but also the witches are planning to destroy these kids. So it's kind of a big, war of witches and children, and it's really funny and really light, and, when it comes down to it, there's going to be a bunch of mouses on the floor. This is really funny, really light, really cool characters, and really cool witches. I loved it. Time Cat by Lloyd Alexander. Basically, this cat has, instead of 9 lives, he's a time cat. He can travel 9 different times, or 9 different places in the history. So Gareth the cat takes Jason the boy, his owner, 9 different kind of times and places in history, and it's really fun. They go to Germany and Egypt and Italy and all these fun places to actually go to where Leonardo da Vinci is, and they all learn different lessons from each place. It's a good children's book, and has a lot of good messages and good characters, good plots, and I really love how they incorporate these historical references, and I love the time periods and all that stuff. There's kind of a good book that gets you into history. It is time for the currently reading segment. So this week I am currently reading The Lord of the Flies by William Golding. This book is about a group of students that were on this plane in Britain, and they crash into an island, and all their parents are dead, and all the authority is lost. So basically, there's just this group of boys on an island with no parents or adult figures. So what's that gonna do? It's all about these group of boys and how they're gonna survive together, and how control is distributed throughout them. This is a school book. Now it's time for Troy's Pick of the Month, Speed Edition.
So I have my magic hat here. As you can see, nothing inside of it, but I'm pull Troy's Pick of the Month out of it. So let's go see what it is. Okay, it looks like to be The Lando Stories by Chris Kofa. Let's see what Troy has to say about this. Thank you, Troy the Book Wizard. So this is a really good story. The reason why I just loved it so much was how it combined fairy tales and realism and fantasy all into one. And again, it was just like an epic traveling, collecting magical items from fairy tale characters after the events of them. And I love how Chris Colfer actually manages to fit all the characters into one world and all the fairy tales into one world. It was really great. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video and me speedrunning through it, give me a big like and also subscribe to our channel for more. Make sure to comment down below if you've ever read any of these books and if I should read next or what should I read next. Yeah, so I will see you in the next video. Bye guys, love you.